The United Nations General Assembly is scheduled to start on next week. And it's right now September 22nd. So on September 23rd, this whole area is going to be cordoned off. It's going to be a lot of people going back and forth. You can even see here a tent set up near the entryway. So basically allowing dignitaries to come in to the United Nations, and then they're not exposed to the weather. They can just go inside. But barricades set up everywhere. People are still going into the United Nations for different events, and there's always something going on at the United Nations. But this is going to be a very busy area for a week and a half. And this is just before it gets to be the very busy area. The night before, or the day before. The beautiful United Nations. It's amazing. Every year this happens, and it's just amazing seeing how much activity there is. And it's really, really good. You know, it's for peace, but this is a chance for everyone to see what it's like before the activity starts. You can see all the barricades set up, and they're going to cordon off blocks around here. So we're able to see this right now, but once tonight comes and tomorrow comes, you're not even able to get close to here because they're going to block off many blocks away from here. So you need access just to get into this area. And that's even for the diplomats. Like usually when they have the General Assembly, unless you're a senior diplomat, they don't want you showing up at the United Nations. Even though it's your job, it's just that there's going to be way too many people, so they limited the invitations for the General Assembly the first day when you have the most important people showing up to give a speech. And they have to, otherwise it'd be way too crowded. So more of the United Nations, pre-United Nations General Assembly, which is going to happen tomorrow, but a chance to see the buzz of activity the day before. Just amazing seeing this. Everyone getting set up, everyone getting ready, people waiting for the heads of state to come in, other events going on. You can see the camera crews set up. Just beautiful seeing everything. And you can even see here camera crews already in action. Pre-UN General Assembly. It's such a big thing. Camera crews from all over the world to get a little bit of information about what's going on. Also, to talk with their heads of state. That's very critical because the heads of state are trying to send out a message. Not just that camera crew, there are other camera crews here too, just like this camera crew. And then across the street you see another camera crew that's getting ready. You know, this is all getting ready. They're going to have access to what's going on. It's just going to be very, very restricted very, very soon. So now it's a little free time to kind of go around, but very soon everyone is going to be very, very limited with coming around here. It doesn't matter who you are. As I said earlier, even the diplomats are going to have limited access around here because there's going to be way too many people around here. So they can't have that many people all around here. You can see people getting more visuals for their shows and their different telecasts that they're going to be having. This is the visitors entrance, not the diplomats entrance, and the entrance for the media too. There is very strict security here, always, and it's almost like an airport. Like when you go in, badges now have chips in them so that they know where you are at all times, and they check you in with the badge, with the chip. It's just amazing. I'm such a big believer in what's going on at the United Nations because peace is so much less expensive than creating problems. And this is a lot of dialogue, a lot of talk, but that's very important. And also it allows for a lot of the diplomats to get to know each other, especially when they're junior diplomats, because the junior diplomats become senior diplomats. And when the senior diplomats have more power, that's when it becomes very important for them to know their colleagues from the other countries, and maybe they'll share fond memories of being in New York, talking, having dialogue when they were junior diplomats. So that helps out a big deal when it comes to diplomacy. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of times it's encouraged for diplomats to communicate, to socialize, just to be active in New York. Still more examples of broadcasts being done the day before the General Assembly. See the reporters actively shooting. Now these days, instead of having one of those really large cameras, what's very apropos or very popular is to have a high quality camera with a microphone attached so you can talk really easily. So you don't have to worry about, is the really expensive camera working or not working? But that's the more common trend these days, especially when people are traveling. You can see people here likewise trying to enjoy the day before the General Assembly. How great it is being around here. People coming and going from the United Nations. Now, there's a lot of prep work being done. So a lot of the people you see coming and going, sometimes they're using this exit, even though they're diplomats, just because it's easier for them to leave from this side because they have something else to do versus the general diplomats' entryway. But prior to the heads of state arriving in New York, a lot of their diplomats in New York are doing a lot of figuring out what's going to happen, where they're going to be, who they're going to meet, and so you have a lot of work being done ahead of time.